the Rahman Allah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name's Hilmi Abdullah. I'm lawyer by profession and I'm also a state assemblyman for Guchil constituency. I will recite two verses from Qur'an. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Waqtuluhum haitsu wajadtumuhum. The meaning is kill them. Waqtuluhum haitsu wajadtumuhum, wherever you find them. And another ayah is idza laqitumul ladzina kafaru, if you meet the unbelievers, fadarbu riqab, strike their neck until. And these two ayah, if read by the non-Muslim, they will be frightened. They will worried about Islam, Muslim. And in Malaysia, we got 30% population among non-Muslim. And our situation now, we also got a minister from non-Muslim. And our enemy always what we call repeating repeating negative ayah from Quran to threaten the non-Muslim from supporting the Islamic Party. And I need your suggestion or advice how we as Muslim to face our dilemma, because we have 30% population for the non-Muslim. And one more question, Chairman.
First, I'll answer this question, then you can answer. Okay. You already asked two questions. Before I answer your question, you repeated twice that the population of non-Muslim is 30%. I don't know where you get your statistics from. You are a member of State Assembly. According to the statistics I read, it is 27%. Muslims are 63%. Exactly. Malay, the pure Malay are 51, 52%. With all the other Muslims, Indian Muslim and other Yemeni Muslim, all Muslim put together, it goes to 62 to 63%. No, it makes a difference. You are giving them 10% more. So the brother will say that you are right. You are increasing their population. But alhamdulillah, but as you know, that the most original Malay, the Bhumi Putra, most of them were Muslims. All the others came afterwards. The original are Muslim. They came later on. Britishers got them. They came from China. They came from India, etc. Now coming to your question. The verse that you quoted, that wherever you find them, you kill them. And the second one, that you strike them. The first verse you quoted is from Surah Tawbah, chapter number 9, verse number 5. That wherever you find the kafir, you kill him. You tell him, in Malaysia, number one, how many Muslims have killed the kafir here in Malaysia in all these years? Only because of this verse? Zero. Zero. The killings in Malaysia are done more by non-Muslims. If you go to the Home Ministry Department, I don't want to give the statistics here. There are only 15% of the Muslims are registered criminals. According to the Home Ministry Department, that 2 years back. Today I'll have to refresh it. 15% of the criminals are registered in the Home Ministry Department, if you go to the website. And 15, majority 85% are non-Muslim. 45% Hindus, Chinese about 30%. Who says that? Not me. Home Ministry Department. And you are a legislature, so you should be able to speak in the council. You should do your homework. So there's more killing and criminal activities done in Malaysia by whom? According to the Home Ministry Department, by whom? If this verse was true, these 27% non-Muslim would not have lived in Malaysia, correct? Right or wrong? That means no one is implementing that verse as they think. The right reply to this is you have to read the full verse in context. This verse of the Quran of Surah Tawbah, chapter number 9, verse number 5, you have to read the context. For the context, you read from the starting of the surah. It speaks about a peace treaty between the Muslims and the mushriks of Makkah. This peace treaty was broken unilaterally by the mushriks of Makkah. By the time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reaches verse number 5, He's giving a warning. He says to the mushriks, put things straight in 4 months' time, otherwise a declaration of war. They break the treaty. Now Allah is giving them a warning. You put things straight in 4 months' time, otherwise a declaration of war. Then, verse number 5 speaks in Surah Tawbah. In the battlefield, Allah is talking about. Wherever you find the enemies, kill them. Wait for them in every stratagem of war. Let them hear the verse. But after verse number 5, they jump to verse number 7. You know why? Verse number 6 has the reply to the query. Verse number 6 says that if the mushriks, if the kafir want asylum, don't just give it to them, escort them to a place of security so that they hear the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here Qur'an is talking in a battlefield. In a battlefield, the army general, what will he say? When the enemies come, you run away. What will the army general say? In the battlefield, he will tell you, kill them. So this verse is revealed in a battlefield when the enemies break the treaty and when they come for the war. In the battlefield, wait for them in every stratagem of war and kill them wherever you find them. What is wrong in that? If Malaysia goes for war and if the enemies come, what will the army general of Malaysia say? When the enemies come, run away, he will say. But what the Quran says in the next verse of Surah Tawbah, chapter 9, verse number 6, is phenomenal. No army general will say that. The maximum the army general will say, okay, if the enemies won't, let them run away. Here Quran says, escort them to a place of security. That means if they want peace, if they want asylum, don't just let them go. Escort them so that they are secure. Now they are under your protection. This is Islam. Almost all the verses, even that verse, I think it's from Anfal, or whichever verse it's in. Most of the verses in the Quran which talk about qital, the next verse says, peace is better. Even the other verse, peace is better. So all these verses are in the battlefield. Now in the battlefield, you have to boost the morale of the soldiers. So what is wrong? They are quoting out of context. If this was a normal time, then the non-Muslims would not live in the Muslim majority country. You know, India ruled, Muslims ruled India for about 1,000 years. No non-Muslim would have been alive. This verse doesn't mean that. It's talking about when the kafir, non-Muslim, when they break the treaty and come to you for war, in the battlefield you have to attack them, you have to kill them. This is normal. Hope that answers the question, brother.